There's new hope for Victorians living with diabetes. How Melbourne researchers are a step closer to finding a cure. That story is ahead. And Sonia Marinelli will have the very latest on the wet weather moving across the state right now.
As the day breaks,
the news breaks on sunrise.
the unfolding fire emergency. Breaking news, the Middle East is at flashpoint.
Start with what's unfolding.
The winds have picked up massively.
Start with the team Australia trusts.
One of the biggest issues that's facing the country at the moment.
Start with sunrise.
Melbourne researchers have made a major breakthrough discovering a potential world-first cure for diabetes. The groundbreaking therapy has been labelled serendipitous. Sarah Jane Bell has this report.
The scientists here are another step closer towards finding a cure for type 1 diabetes by essentially rewiring or regenerating insulin production in those living with the disease. Now, the treatment would essentially modify the disease so that people living with diabetes would no longer be reliant on round-the-clock insulin injections. The research was discovered here at the Baker Heart and Diabetes Institute.
In the simplest of terms, we are repairing the damaged pancreas of individuals that are living with diabetes. And what we've simply done is harness stem cells that naturally are present in the damaged pancreas and stimulated them and instructed them to make insulin again.
It means that we now understand the mechanism that regulates insulin production and the potential to actually regenerate life-saving beta cells.
The research has identified 2 drugs that can essentially stimulate insulin production in pancreatic cells that are destroyed with diabetes, and the drugs are already approved in the USA to treat rare cancers. So essentially a life-changing breakthrough for those living with diabetes here in Australia.
Let's check in with the traffic centre for the situation on Melbourne's roads this afternoon.
Thank you, Mike. I'm Tamara Eden in the Freedom Traffic Centre. A slow run across the freeways due to the wild weather today. We have all the elements tonight, with a large factory fire also in Laverton North, quite close to Boundary Road, causing big hold-ups on the Ring Road. Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Get huge savings store-wide on all sofas, furniture, mattresses, outdoor and homewares. Hurry, sale on now, only at Freedom. Back again tomorrow. Take care out there.
Sonia Marinelli is here with the details on Victoria's wild weather. Lots of it out there. Sonia, severe storms have just hit Melbourne.
Yeah, Mike, the morning sunshine lulled us into a false sense of security because once the early afternoon arrived, the sky darkened and just as expected, a line of severe thunderstorms rolled on in. The northern suburbs have been hit the hardest so far, Sunbury, Tullamarine and into the inner north. There's also a cluster right now through the Yarra Valley. It was the afternoon heat that triggered them off, and the biggest belt is now moving into the eastern suburbs. Now, we've already seen bursts of intense rainfall, almost 19 millimetres at Tullamarine Airport. That's severe weather halting flights, and just over 50 millimetres now in Coldstream, and we're likely to get more bursts of rain in the coming hours. So the main features of these severe storms is that heavy rain, which could lead to flash flooding. We've had reports of large hail around suburbs like Craigieburn, also the potential for them to whip up some powerful wind gusts. So I hope you made the most of this morning's sunshine because it is all gone now. Tuesday feels warm and muggy, the city reaching a Tuesday high of 24.7. Storms have cooled things down now. The temperature has dropped to around 19 degrees. The thunderstorms swept through west and central parts earlier today, dumping up to 20 millimetres on Stawell. Bendigo had 22 and 16 fell at Ballarat. Now, we are watching that entire system move eastwards, but as the temperature continues to heat in the north, we could get a more widespread outbreak of storms later on tonight. Now, it is coming from a deepening trough that is extending down from central Australia, so prepare for another day like this tomorrow as that instability intensifies and the state is once again in the firing line. Victoria tomorrow will be cloudy with isolated showers and thunderstorms across most of it, becoming more widespread over the eastern half. They could turn severe later in the day north of the Divide, the potential is for heavy rain, more hail and more damaging winds. Mild to warm and humid again. The city rising to a top of 27 degrees. Possible storms during the morning and afternoon, and once again they could turn severe. So take care out there. Mike will have the latest warnings after 6.
Yeah, busy couple of hours for you. Son,
sure
thank you. Coming up in 7 News at 6, more than 24,000 Victorians are without power right now from those severe storms Sonia just detailed. And we'll have the latest warnings. Also, exclusive details on a family caught up in a shooting nightmare. A gunman opens fire on their home as a toddler slept. How Victorian families can protect themselves from thieves preying on holidaymakers. And why Disney is losing the copyright for early versions of Mickey Mouse. All that and more is coming up after the chase tonight at 6. And that's all from Melbourne's afternoon news. Thanks for joining us. For now, from the 7 News team, take care out there and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Stream 7 News anytime, live and on demand on 7 Plus. And with 7news.com.au, you'll know the news.